All right, so today I have a confession to make. I accidentally deleted all the footage for today's video on accident. Now I'm having to record a different video. Boo-hoo. It's all right because I wanted to talk about this anyway. This here is my 2017 iMac Pro. It is my daily driver Apple device, and it's wonderful, honestly. I love this thing a lot. I mean, look at it. The space gray is so nice looking, and I mean, it's super, super skinny. Look at that. Isn't that just wonderful? And the I/O on the back is actually very reasonable. You can see you get a headphone jack, SD card, 4 USB Type-A, 4 USB-C, and I believe a gigabit Ethernet, or 10 gig. I can't remember. But either way, it's very good. Very good I/O. Plus, this keyboard that I'm using has another USB port on it, so that's cool. So yeah, that's a little bit about the iMac Pro at first glance. But let's talk about something different. How is it to use this device? A 7-year-old device now, I guess. I don't know why I almost said 2-year-old device. It's not 2019. A 7-year-old device. How is it to use now in 2024? Well, in this video, I'm going to run you guys through it, and we're going to find out. I'll give you a hint. It's very good. I mean, I guess that's a spoiler. Well, whatever. So let's go ahead and power it on with the power button that is located there in the back. If we just click that, wait a second, my Nixie tube clock turns on, and then we hear the sweet chime of Apple. And right away, you can see that this is a very high quality screen. One of the highest quality screens Apple's ever made. Because, in reality, they pretty much still use this panel today. This is a 5K iMac panel with very little changes to it. It is, I think it is the same kind of panel that they use for the modern displays now, like the Pro Display XDR and the Studio Display and the iMac displays. I think they either used scaled up versions of this or scaled down versions of this, because it is a very good looking screen today. There is no doubt about that. Of course, you got Retina display, and you got really good colors on it and stuff like that. But how is the power on it? Well, I showed you guys the Cinebench score for this a while back, but we can pull it up again. I'm not going to do a run, but my score should still be visible. This model in particular has the 8-core Xeon CPU at 3.2 gigahertz, and it has the Radeon Pro Vega 64X, which is a GPU that a lot of people forget about. For good reason, too. It's because they didn't release this GPU until a couple years after the device came out. Initially, it was only the Vega 56 and 64, but then they released the 64X, which is what's in this one. And you can see there, my Cinebench score is 620 for multi-core, and that puts it right here on the list, which is pretty cool. And we can go ahead and go to GPU as well, so you can see how that 64X does. And it does okay. Yeah, the GPU is a little lacking here. It's still better than M1, which this is an M1 MacBook Pro. And this kind of does better in every single processing way. Does better. It just does better, honestly. Now, I know there's a lot of apps on Apple devices that are biasing a lot more towards Apple Silicon, and that's okay, because, oh goodness, the sink's going off in there. Sorry about that, a little noisy, but yeah, this device is still plenty fast enough today, even if it's not getting the enhancements that Apple Silicon is. And why do I have this device? Let's talk about that. I have this device because this is my dream Apple device. As crazy as that sounds, I look at every device on the Apple lineup all the way back to the 1980s, and I said the iMac Pro is the one I need. It is the epitome of Apple devices for me. So I got this one used. I didn't buy it new. That's a little insane pricing wise. They started at like $5,000. Oh yeah, another thing I want to mention about the iMac, guys, I was actually editing this video and I realized I never really got in depth with why I like this thing so much. Why is this my dream device out of all of them? It's quite simple. Unique. I love unique things. If you follow my car channel at all, you know I drive two very unique cars. They blend in decently well, but they're still unique. It's a Honda CR-Z and an Infiniti Q45, the 97 one. And yeah, I mean, they kind of blend in with regular traffic, but at the same time, they're very unique. You never really think of them or see them. So that's why I have this thing, because it's much like those. It's an iMac. A lot of people have iMacs. A lot of people. And this one's unique, though, because this one's space gray, and it is so gorgeous. I love the way this thing looks. The space gray really just gives it a really good feel that it's like, this is a special device, but no one would know it unless they knew. And that's what I like about it so much. It just got that classic iMac look, because let's be honest, the best looking iMacs are the ultra slim ones like this. And yes, this one is the best version of that. 27 inches and space gray. And of course, it's a Pro device. Not many people got these because they were really expensive and because they were they just didn't need it. They were just after the normal iMac experience, which could be provided very easily. But this one, it's Pro. It really is Pro. Like I said, it's got the chip in it, and it's got the GPU in it, and it just makes for a good experience. I mean, not that I wouldn't have a good experience with a regular iMac too, but this one is just more powerful. It's just kind of a sleeper, you know? So yeah, that's kind of the reasons I really like this thing. That, and of course, I just love iMacs. I love iMacs so much. I want more of them in my life. I just don't have anywhere to put them. And this one is, like I said, the best example of one. And yeah, that's a little bit about why I like this thing so much. Yes, so you can see here the iMac Pro. There it is. Good. A release date 2017, discontinued 2022. That's so late. They were still making this thing when they were making Mac Pros, and a few years into them too. That is wild. Anyways, I wanted to come down here to show you guys the stats on it. You can see here, you got your release dates, your discontinuation dates, and you can see the display there. It is a 5120 by 2880 at 60 hertz refresh rate, which is a little weird because I'll play Minecraft on this, and trust me, this is not the primary gaming device. It's really not. But I'll play Minecraft on it because it looks nice. The display does sometimes. And I'll put on VSync, and it will lock itself at 120 FPS, which usually VSync locks you at your refresh rate. So I'm wondering if Apple is secretly tune these displays down to say 60 hertz and almost always perform at 60 hertz, but really they were preparing for 120 hertz. Because we know now the displays are ProMotion, as Apple calls it, which is 120 hertz. Interesting thing to think about. Anyways, you can see here the processor goes from 8 cores up to a 18 core. The 10 core came standard in newer units. I think 1 year newer than this one. They came standard with the 10 core, but mine has the 8 core. standard with 32 gigs of memory, which is what I have, and I just have the upgraded GPU. And I have upgraded storage, actually. I have the 2 terabyte model. But yeah, other than that, complete base model. And I was very specific about the one I picked out here. I wanted one with the 64X card, because that is one of the only things not upgradable in here. You can upgrade the SSD. I've just heard it's a little finicky to do that, and I'm not going to. I think one day I will eventually upgrade to the 18-core W2191B, because that'd be a cool thing to do, and I think I'll give it 128 gigs of RAM, because I kind of just want to max it out and, hot rod this thing a little bit. Also, it will give me an excuse to fix the display. What's wrong with the display, you ask? Well, if we come up here, you can see it's starting to separate a little bit, which is a little frustrating on a device that I just spent a little over $1,000 on. Well, I didn't spend that money on it. I actually got it as a gift, but, well, Anyways, yeah, it's still a little annoying for a device like this to have that problem, but that'll give me an excuse to fix it, if I'm brave enough to fix it. And yeah, you can see the other stats here. It's all looking good. And I was trying to find pricing for this, but scrolling through here, I did not find it. Yeah, it's not here. But I believe it started at around $5,000 when it was new. And that is... that was unfortunately standard for Apple devices like this. The Pro models always started very expensive. But this one especially was... I hesitate to find the word. I think what I'm looking for is not pro enough. Don't get me wrong, you have the Pro processor, you have the Pro graphics card, but other than that, this is literally just a space gray iMac. There is no easy upgradability. The RAM slot in the back is no longer there like the other iMacs. You have to take the display off to upgrade anything, and that requires getting new adhesive and risking breaking this display. Linus Tech Tips did a video where it came semi-viral, actually, where they broke an iMac Pro display, and it was a whole ordeal trying to get a new display for it. It was really crazy. So I'm hoping I don't do that, and that's the reason I haven't teared into this thing yet. Also because I don't want to spend that much money on those parts yet. So yeah. But let's talk about what I use this thing for now, and if it's actually viable for everyday use. I can go ahead and tell you, spoiler alert, yes it is. It's very viable for everyday use. I use it for video editing. The video you're watching right now, edited on this. I used to use my MacBook Pro for video editing, but once I got my hands on this and the big screen took over my eyes, I can't go back. Because 27-inch display is a lot bigger than 13-inch display. And also 5K. The speakers in this thing kind of rock. I would show you on camera, but it won't do it justice. It really won't. And yeah, it's a great video editing device, even with my limited knowledge of video editing. And so that's what I use it for. I also use it for other general stuff too. Like I said, I do game on it occasionally. Mainly just Minecraft though, because Minecraft is a good looking game and it's very peaceful to play. I don't have to do any strong focusing or anything like that. I can kind of just boot it up and have a little fun. Even though I got the gamer peripherals ready to go, I really want to actually get some Apple, like an Apple keyboard and Apple mouse. I know the Apple mouse is not ergonomic at all and terrible, but I just want it because I think it would match the vibe. Yeah, this whole station here is about vibes. I don't really care about how it performs, how it feels, because I mean, I use this thing every day, don't get me wrong, because I also use it for my general computing tasks too, like if I want to look something up on the internet, if I want to watch a YouTube video, stuff like that. Because the one over here, that guy over there, is the gaming machine. And the gaming machine is a little bit unhappy right now. And the reason for that is you guys brought it to my attention. I have a 14900KF. Oh no, mine's gonna explode. Oh gosh. But no, anyways, guys, yeah, I am a little hesitant to use that thing a lot nowadays just because of that problem. It scares me because I actually was the one who spent all of my hard-earned money on that computer, and just to be told that it could just randomly fail, it's very disappointing. And yeah, I wish I could switch to Ryzen. I really do. But anyways, back to iMac Pro. This thing is absolutely wonderful to use. It really is. I mean, there's virtually no lag in any of the applications that we get into. I could open up I can open up digital color meter, and it comes up. And actually, that's a pretty cool application. Actually, I like that. And I can open up other things too, and they will just come right up. Oh, well, Mission Control is a different kind of app. Grapher, yay! And so that's because of the lightning fast SSDs, which there are 2 of them running in a RAID so that they act as one, and it runs super fast. It really does. And yeah, it has all the horsepower you can need. It outperforms the M1 in processing power. It really can't, there's really nothing it can't do. And another thing, guys, is I used to live in a different house for college, and this thing was not at that house, but my gaming system was. So for a little bit of time, this was the primary gaming system here, which, yeah, it worked, but not very well. Because I have Windows ready to go, and it's pretty cool. So I can just open up this fun little app here called Max Fan Control. What I would do is I'd go to Windows, I would click this, and go to, based on the GPU here, and it would adjust the fan to the perfect specification for the GPU temperature. And it would work. It would work pretty well, actually. It'd cool it off. It would get loud, don't get me wrong, and it'd get hot. But it would work okay for gaming, and that was awesome. Now, I don't use this thing for gaming like that anymore, obviously, because I have a much faster machine behind me. But it was nice for that. This used to be the all-purpose device here. But like I said, now all I use it for is video editing and my general computing tasks, because it's wonderful to use. It's super fast and snappy, and the display looks awesome. So, can you still use a device like the iMac Pro in 2024? Yes, you can. And in fact, you will be able to for a little bit longer if you consider this thing, because it is confirmed to be able to get the next update. The next update being, I don't remember what it's called, but it can get the next update. Anyways, guys, that's about it for the iMac Pro. Sorry for the scattered video today. I can't believe I deleted the footage for the other one, but I'll get that I'll re-record that video and get it out next week. Don't you worry. And as always, guys, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because I got a lot more computer content coming out, a lot more cool stuff I want to do. And yes, hope you guys enjoyed the video. See ya!